Hello guys, this is Vysh. So the second episode of the class 12th history NCRT. You have already seen the first one, that is the Harappan civilization. We have already done, and parallelly POLITY NCRT lectures are also going on. Go and check out our channel, you will get all the details. So 600 BC to 600 AD is what we will see today, which is the Iron Age, you can tell, or beyond the Iron Age also. So there will be lot of maps, lot of important terminology, lot of important town names, then inscriptions, who deciphered it, historians' views, many things are there, and you have to make notes, okay, because the factual information in this episode is way more than the previous episode, okay. So here I will recommend you to please watch the previous episode first and only then watch this, and then these things which you see on screen, this you have to make notes, okay, because if you see, I'll just show it correctly, 1 second. Okay, now you can see properly on the screen the different timelines, okay, major political and economic developments. This exactly like this from this table, questions have come multiple times, okay. So 600 to 500 BC timeline, you can see that paddy transplantation, urbanization, punch-marked coins, then the Mahajanapadas are starting, okay. These are all after your Harappan civilization, okay. So then out of the Mahajanapadas, at least one kingdom will become popular, and that is how the Magadhas becomes the first popular kingdom, or the biggest kingdom, you can tell. And parallelly by 300 BC, you can see Alexander coming and invading India, but he was not fully successful, he couldn't enter India. And then the Mauryan dynasty will come in 300 BC timeline, okay. You should know that Mauryan is 300 BC, and down here you can see 300 AD, you can see the Gupta dynasty, okay. So both places, the founder or the first ruler will be Chandragupta, okay. So the Chandragupta, Maurya here, and here it will be Chandragupta 1, followed by Samudragupta, followed by Chandragupta 2, okay. And here after Chandragupta Maurya, there is another one ruler, Bindusara is there, and then Ashoka will come, and then the end of the Mauryan Empire by 185 BC, you can see. Then the Indo-Greek rulers will come, like many in the northwest, and also in the south, the Chola, Chera, Pandyas are there. In the Deccan, Satavahanas are there. Then here Shaka is there around 100 to 200 AD. And here we can see the Kanishka. After the AD phase begins, this is the new kingdom which came, Kanishka kingdom. Then we have the earliest inscriptions of land grants and all by Satavahanas and Shakas. Okay, so like this, all of this in very detailed in R.S. Sharma lecture I have already covered, and in class 6th NCRT also we have covered. Okay, here in 12th standard, many more little bit details of land grants and little things which you don't find in other textbooks are there, and from here also questions are coming. Okay, so as and when the AD timeline progresses, new kingdoms like Chalukyas, Rashtrakutas, then the Chinese people coming inside and taking our Buddhist text, Arabs coming by 700, this all comes under the ancient history. Okay, after this only the medieval history will start, which we will do it in the next part of the textbook. So this, whatever you see, UPSC can ask you the factual thing, or maybe arrange in timeline order, they can ask you. Okay, so now some more timeline they have given about the modern era, okay, like the historians and also founding of the Asiatic Society Bengal, okay, 1784. This now itself pause the video and Google like who is the founder of this Asiatic Society Bengal and tell me in comment section, okay. The more I see your comments, I understand that you are some serious aspirant here and not the time passer who is simply watching random lectures, okay. I want to know that who are those serious aspirants, and later you will get some free benefits from me, okay. So try to take the commenting seriously. I read all the comments, I reply to all the comments, so take your comment seriously, and I want to see who is that serious aspirant who give me the answer of who is the founder of Asiatic Society Bengal, okay. 1800s, if you see, Colin Mackenzie is collecting thousands of inscriptions which are both in Sanskrit and Dravidian languages. Then the Ashokan Brahmi script, okay. You know, Harappan civilization we cannot decipher. We till now don't know how to read it. But the Ashokan scriptures which are in Brahmi, and one more is there Kharoshthi, both were deciphered by James Prinsep, and this is already asked in prelims. Okay, so James Prinsep 1838, this is very important. Okay, then Alexander Cunningham publishes a set of Ashokan inscriptions. Then if you see, different journals will come. Okay, this is about South Indian inscriptions which came in 1886, and then Epigraphia Indica, which is of entire India, that also gets issued. And then here if you see Indian Epigraphy and Indian Epigraphy Glossary by Sirkar, this comes in the 1950s. So like this, different things happens, and we used to ignore all this, but nowadays UPSC is asking even such factual things that you lose out marks by not by hurting all these things. Okay, so you have to know these things. We at Vysh Ias also makes hundreds of test series which are covered with revision charts also, In that revision chart, if you see, these things you will not find in any single textbook. Okay, we are gathering it in from multiple textbooks and giving it to you. Like the 16 Mahajanapadas or 16 popular kingdoms after the Harappan civilization and all, they are listed here, and of that, whichever had proper capital city, that is listed here. And in modern day era, in the map where you can find it, that is also listed here, because map based questions of historical sites are very important and getting popular these days. Okay, so you have to know these things also, and all these charts are given to our students who enroll to our test series. Okay, at least 80-85 charts are there of history alone, and total to around, I think, 275 charts you will get it, okay, of all subjects. So try to get it. And now today we are discussing this one, okay, Iron Age. The Chalcolithic age included the Harappan age, where it was copper plus bronze, and here in Iron Age we will see the northern blackware pottery, then the megalith sites are there. All these sites listed here. Everything has been asked in prelims in the form of match the following already. Okay, so again it will repeat, and if you don't know these things, that means your preparation is very poor. Okay, in NCERT all these are scattered in different chapters in different places, but we gather it in one place and give it to you in a single chart. Okay, this image you can save it in your phone, and then you can revise it even while standing outside the exam hall just before entering. Okay, so that level of helping we are doing you, but you have to enroll to the test series to get access to all these PDFs and materials. Okay, these are the travelers, which again, it's not from a single textbook. Okay, including from France, from England, from Turkey, from Middle East, from Russia, from China, from everywhere travelers have come. So which timeline they came, during which rulers' time they came, what was their important contribution, why are they remembered for, whether UPSC asked any factual fact about them, everything is there. Okay, so try to study all this, because this and all one by one, if I read it, simply reading out. Okay, so this you have to read it and by heart it. Okay, there's nothing to explain here. This is the summary chart and not the explanation chart. Okay, those who have read the textbook, then you have this image with you, you will find it very interesting and easy to learn and by heart this. Okay, so we are discussing this textbook now, class 12th part 1, which is ancient history. And then, as I told, class 6th is the same thing. Class 6th also covers ancient history, class 7th concerns medieval history, and class 8 considers the modern history. Okay, so all this free prerequisite is already there, which you have to do. Only then you will find this interesting. Okay, so Harappan civilization is done. Today we are discussing the chapter 2, which is again around 30-35 pages. So when we discuss, it will become even lengthy, because I try to explain it in detail. And these are sample questions from our test series only. This is the question PDF, this is the answer PDF. Okay, so here if you see, James Prinsep deciphered the Brahmi and Kharoshthi script. Both Mahavira and Buddha belong to oligarchies. From the 6th century BC, Brahmanas began composing the Dharma Sutras. So here 1, 2, 3 all are correct, and the explanation is given here with highlighting. Okay, in NCERT you will not find this level of bulleting and highlighting and all, so you will be confused which one to remember and which not to remember. That is why you have to read the NCERT or watch this lecture and then go and do my test. Okay, so this test PDF covers every textbooks chapter wise in order it is. Okay, as and when it appears in the textbook, in that order only the questions is also formed, so it will be very helpful for you. Okay, like why Magadha was the important Mahajanapada, so all these factors were responsible for it. Okay, or if you see here, different settlements, Rajagriha or Chandragupta Maurya, Ashoka, what he did for his subjects, everything is there with explanation. Okay, see here it's 1, 2, 4 only, because the third statement they are telling Chandragupta Maurya's thing excluded the Afghanistan area, which is wrong. Okay, it actually included the Afghanistan area, and that is why it is 1, 2, 4 only. Okay, and here I told you all the factors are responsible for Magadha being a supreme Mahajanapada. Okay. Here again, see the different things. Founding of the Asiatic Society of Bengal, decipherment of the script, Alexander Cunningham publishing. This is the first table I showed you, that you just have to arrange it in order. But if you ignore that table, you cannot solve this question. Okay, UPSC is asking this, so you are supposed to know this. Okay, so if you want to access all these PDFs and test series and all, it is there in the pack 1. Okay, pack 1 you can contact me, because the pack keep changes as per the year 2025-26 and all. But remaining subject PDF, if you want history alone, this pack 2 is there, or only modern history, pack 3 is there, only NCERTs, pack 4 is there. Okay, then geography plus environment plus science, pack 5 is there. These are all bestseller packs. Okay, you can see I have marked here whichever is bestseller. Every day 2 to 3 students are enrolling to this and they are studying it. Okay, you can access these PDFs and read it and by heart it, and I am sure you will clear prelims. Okay, current affairs also, this is up to 24, but up to 2026 we have the packages. You can again contact me in this WhatsApp number. Okay, if you want to see free PDF, free 3 PDF in your email, just email. Okay, email like I need 3 free tests and I will send you 3 samples of this. Okay, so like this, please study seriously. I want the most serious aspirants to clear this exam in the very first attempt. Okay, so now going back to this. Okay, just give me a second. the first beginning, just the slides are a little bit disaligned in certain places. Okay, so now inscriptions. Okay, Sanchi, Madhya Pradesh, this kind of inscriptions are there, and like this lot of pictures will be there throughout the textbook. Everything I will show you. Okay, so after the Harappa, there were several developments in the subcontinent. Okay, several development means, you know, the Vedas and all will come. Rig Veda, composed by the people living in and around the Indus Valley and its tributaries, and then agriculture settlements will start coming everywhere, not only in the Indus region, but in the Ganga Valley, the Deccan Plateau, Karnataka, further south, everywhere, different agricultural towns and settlements started coming. Okay, the way in which people bury the dead people also started changing. Now, big stones is used. That's why they are calling it megalith civilization also, where the dead people and all, they are, not everyone, but some structures used to be visible, emerged in Central and South India. So that sites in that first table I showed you, there are certain places which UPSC asks you. There a lot of such dead bodies were found. Okay, and they are buried with a range of iron tools also. Okay, that is why as I told, from bronze civilization it changed to iron civilization. So parallelly, not only the agricultural settlement, big state and empires also started coming in that time, and agriculture production became more and more organized. Okay, new well settled towns started appearing. Okay, and we identify each of them through their inscription, through their text, coins, the other visual material which we get from different sources. Okay, so Indian epigraphy, I told you that James Prinsep, he is the one who deciphered Brahmi and Kharoshthi script, okay, in around 1830s. Okay, in that script, you can find often a name called Piyadasi. Okay, Piyadasi is actually referring to the king of Ashoka. Okay, once he deciphered it, we understood it is Ashoka. Okay, and he is often mentioned in the Buddhist text also. As and when the chapter progresses, you will learn more and more things about Ashoka. Okay, so Piyadasi means pleasant to behold, and it is actually referring to Ashoka. Okay, so through his investigations on these inscriptions, text and everything, which are in various languages, various script, he tried to reconstruct the lineage of the major dynasty. Okay, that is how we understood, like, okay, first there is Maurya, then there is Gupta, then there is Satavahana. That we learned through investigation from these kind of scholars who kept on digging on their political history. Okay, and after that only later some people came and started doing the economic and social history. Okay, earlier everybody was focused on more on the political history, like which kingdom came first. Okay, epigraphy is the study of inscriptions. So inscriptions, you can find it on hard surfaces also, like stone, metal, pottery and all, and they record what? They record the achievements, activities or ideas, anything which the king does or the king is assigning to somebody else, or maybe religious institutions have their own things, or maybe land grants are there, or any gifting has happened. Everything will be found in inscriptions, and some of them will carry dates also, so it becomes easier for the historians to decode things. Okay, and then with the based on style of writing also, like how is A written or how is the numbers written, like that they tried to figure out how is it in match with the modern day script, and that is how they come up with the different conclusions, like how they concluded that Prakrit is one of the earliest inscriptions, okay, which is used by the ordinary people. Okay, Sanskrit was mostly used by the Brahmins and noble worth people, but the normal people who are working on the ground level, they are all speaking Prakrit. Okay, so in those Prakrit script only, we find majority times these two names, Ajatasattu and Ashoka. Okay, Magadhan ruler and Mauryan ruler, two rulers' name keep appearing, okay, which are written in Prakrit. And also you find many other texts which are in Pali, Tamil and Sanskrit. Okay, so all these things were used for writing inscriptions. If UPSC tell like inscriptions are found only in Prakrit or only in Sanskrit, then it is a wrong statement. Okay, so people speak in some languages, they write in some languages, it need not match always. Okay, maybe they are speaking in something else but writing in something else. Okay, that also can happen. So if you take the map, okay, in this map, the most famous ones, if you see Taksasila, from which Kautilya and Chandragupta and all came, okay, from there only they came this side, and then they started their Mauryan Empire, okay, here in Magadha region or the modern Bihar region and all, that is where the Mauryan Empire came. So this Mahajanapada term which we keep telling, what is that? Jana means people, okay, so Janapada means the land on which these people are staying, okay, so they spoke both Prakrit and Sanskrit, and so Janapadas used to exist. So whenever multiple places are grouped together and it becomes like under control of one king or a group of king, then it becomes a Mahajanapada. So like that 16 Mahajanapadas are famous. Okay, so in the first table I already showed you, here also you can see like maybe Avanti or this Chedi, Vatsa, Matsya, Shaurasena. So like this many things, Ashmaka, this are all in the Bahubali movie and all, you would have heard some of these terms. Okay. So Anga, Malla, Vaji, and all of these, maybe some of these has capital cities also which are popular, and these are the table which I told you in the first, which you have to by heart. Okay, so in that, as I told, it can be one king ruling it or maybe multiple king ruling it. One king means, you know, it is monarchy. Multiple king means it is this oligarchy, okay, where power is exercised by a group of men. Okay, the Roman Republic, okay, Roman Republic also was in oligarchy. Okay, so that kind of model was there in India also, and multiple oligarchies were there. So Mahajanapadas in the 6th century BC, we see that early states and cities are coming, iron is being used, coinage started, Buddhism and Jainism is growing, everything is happening parallelly around 600 BC. Okay, so in Buddhist and Jaina text, they mentioned the 16 states, in which I told you some of them are listed here. Okay, Vaji, Magadha, Kosala, Kuru, Panchala and all, it's listed here. And among this only, as I told, multiple rulers are there. The Mahavira, who started Jainism, and Buddha, who is the founder of Buddhism. Okay, Mahavira is actually not started of Jainism, one of the propounder, in fact the last person of Jainism. So these two people were also part of these oligarchies. Okay, they were also part of these Mahajanapadas, where multiple rulers were ruling, and that is why it is also called Ganas. Okay, Ganas or Sanghas, everything means the same. Okay, it's all oligarchies. Okay, so these people controlled the resources, everything, land collectively, and from there only two people thought like, we have to leave all these and then go and start something else, and they went into the forest and meditated, got that nirvana and things and all, and then the Buddhism and Jainism started. Okay, so now many of these states even lasted for nearly 1,000 years. Okay, just because multiple rulers are there, don't think it will collapse. It still sustained for thousands of years. Okay. So as I told, some of the Mahajanapada had a capital city, it will be fortified also, and obviously when you fortify something, building a fort and all, it requires resources. Okay, you have to maintain it also, you need armies, you need bureaucracies, you need everything. So you need resources. So at the same time, the Brahmanas used to make books called Dharma Sutras, okay, which is in Sanskrit language. Dharma Sutra in Sanskrit language, in which the rules are written. Okay, the norms are written for all the rulers and kshatriyas and all, like how you should earn money. Okay, to maintain these, I told you, you need resources. So how you should earn money? You should collect taxes from the people, working people. You should collect tribute from the agriculturers and the traders and artisans and all. And you can even raid the neighboring kingdoms, and that is considered legitimate means of acquiring wealth. Okay, so all these are written in the Dharma Sutras in the 6th century BC in Sanskrit, composed by Brahmanas, based on which they will get the resources and maintain their fort, army and bureaucracy. Okay, so some states acquiring standing armies and maintained regular bureaucracies. Okay, meaning they had enough resources that they could maintain it continuously for years. Okay, and others continue to depend on militia recruited. Okay, meaning who had huge resources had permanent standing army, who had lesser will recruit people from time to time based on their resources. Okay, from the peasant community also, they will recruit the people for being part of their army. Okay, so now I told you 16 Mahajanapadas here. In 16 Mahajanapada, the most popular one or the first one you can tell is the Magadha. Okay, so Magadha, between the 6th and the 4th century BC, Magadha became one of the most powerful Mahajanapada. Okay, so here only you will know the Bimbisara, the Ajatashatru, many people are there, that are all in the class 6th, and your R.S. Sharma I have covered in detail already. Okay, so why did it become so popular? Why did it become the more powerful? One thing is, agriculture was very productive. Okay, they had access to iron mines in Jharkhand, present day Jharkhand. Okay, they had lot of iron tools and weapons. They had captured lot of elephants and made a huge army of elephants. Okay, that also from the nearby forest. Then Ganga and its tributaries there, so very, very flourishing area. The transportation became very cheap and convenient through water route, and even the Buddhist and Jaina writers is writing about them in praise. Their policies, okay, the people like Bimbisara, Ajatashatru, Mahapadmananda, their policies were excellent. They were great rulers, okay, and they could implement their policies through their ministers they had. Okay, everybody will have a very powerful minister also with them. Okay, so if you see, initially which was the capital of Magadha is Rajgaha. Okay, Rajgaha or Rajgir, which is in present Bihar. Okay, so Rajgaha means the house of the king. Later, by the 4th century BC, the capital was shifted to Pataliputra. Okay, about this also more you will study, as and when the slide goes, you will study more, and this is today's present day Patna, or the capital of present day Bihar. Okay, they had commanding route of communication along the Ganga river. Okay, this is a picture of the Rajgriha fortification. Like this, they will make walls and all, and to maintain all this only, they had to collect taxes or even attack the neighboring kingdoms. Okay, so Magadha finally will, like that as I told, 16 Mahajanapadas are there, but after that there will be a time when Chandragupta Maurya along with Kautilya will come from the Takshashila region, and they will make a very big empire. They will defeat that other person which I showed you in the previous slide. I showed you Nanda dynasty. Okay, in Nanda dynasty the last ruler was defeated by Maurya with the help of Kautilya, and by 300 BC they will set up the Mauryan Empire, okay, which extended as far as Afghanistan and Baluchistan. After him, Bindusara will come, Maurya's son. Okay, Bindusara is different from Bimbisara. Okay, Bimbisara was a Magadhan ruler. Bindusara is Maurya's son, and then Ashoka is the grandson. He will capture the eastern area also, which is the present day coastal Orissa. Okay, where the Kalinga war happened, and after which he will think like I should stop all the war and convert to Buddhism. That and all is there. Okay. So, how will you know more about the Mauryas? Okay, you have many evidences. One is their different type of sculptures which they used to make. Okay, including our lion, lion emblem is there. Our Ashoka emblem, which we tell the national emblem. That also is the Mauryan emblem. Okay, Mauryan sculpture. Then contemporary works of different writers. Okay, like in the time of Chandragupta Maurya, a person named Megasthenes came. Okay, Megasthenes is actually in Greece. There used to be a ruler called Seleucus Nicator. His ambassador, okay, a Greek ambassador, came to the court of Chandragupta Maurya, and he wrote a lot of things about the entire Mauryan dynasty. Okay, even about Ashoka and all. He has written a lot of things. And then there is Arthashastra, which actually is written by Kautilya or Chanakya or Vishnugupta. All are the same. Okay, all three are same person. Kautilya, Chanakya, Vishnugupta. He wrote Arthashastra. He was the minister of Chandragupta Maurya. He came from Takshashila, and then these Mauryan things, many things, administration things are written in that book. Okay, and then also there is Puranic literature, there is Buddhist text, there is Jaina text, there is Sanskrit literary work. Okay, then there is the most important thing, inscriptions of Ashoka. Okay, he used to write on rocks and pillars and place it across India, even outside India, in Sri Lanka and everywhere he used to place that, and we learn a lot about Mauryan dynasty. Okay, so this is already a main UPSC question, like how did historians learn about Mauryan Empire? So you have to expand all these things with examples and pictures and all, and that is how you write your answer. This is the lion capital, or the present day India's national emblem. The last, this base we have not taken, the inverted lotus kind of thing, this we have not taken. We adopted only the top part of this, okay, where 4 lions are there. One is in the back side, so you can see only 3 at a time. So this is the Ashokan emblem. So Ashoka was the first ruler who inscribed his messages to subjects and officials on stone surfaces. Okay, that is on rocks and pillars. This also, Vysh Ias, we have a revision chart of all his rock pillars and his all his rock and stone pillars, everything with the timeline and what each inscription is written on each pillar. We have a very detailed table. Okay, so our students who are enrolled to us will get access to these charts. Okay, it's not there in a textbook, but still UPSC is asking it. Okay, so he wanted to proclaim what is understood be like Dhamma. Okay, like mean the Buddhism Dharma, he propagated it as Dhamma through his different pillars and rock inscriptions. Okay, so there many things are there, like respect elders, respect Brahmanas, then treat slaves and servants kindly, respect all religions and traditions, everything. Okay, so here if you see, most of the Ashoka inscription were in Prakrit language, but some were in Aramic or Greek. Okay, Aramic is actually considered the language which even Jesus Christ was speaking. So this thing, okay, why difference? Because Prakrit is for all the rocks and pillars which are there inside India. Okay, in the Brahmi script, that is in India. But many, I told you, in the northwestern side, in Afghanistan side, in the region beyond what we call present day India, there he wrote in Aramic and Greek languages, which was in Kharoshthi script. Okay, every language will have a script, right? Like Hindi has Devanagari script, or our South Indian languages has Dravida script. Same like that, the Prakrit is Brahmi script, and Aramic and Greek is Kharoshthi script. Okay, which both of them the James Prinsep deciphered. Okay, so these things were also helping us learn a lot about the Mauryan Empire. Okay, so the distribution of Ashokan inscriptions, if you see, these are the locations. So this, if you see, it's very difficult to study from this. That is why I told we have a chart where every place, the rocks separately and the pillar edicts separately, I have listed it. And not only that, in each rock pillar, what is written. Okay, in which one it is written like respect elders, which one it is written the give land grant to the Brahmins, that everything we have explained in the chart. So please contact me in WhatsApp and get access to it immediately. Okay, so here try to memorize whatever you see. You can memorize, because that is what a student do usually by looking into NCERT and trying to by heart yourself. Okay, but if you are enrolled to my test series, you can ignore this map also. Just locations you can see, because sometimes UPSC ask they will ask Sanchi is there in which state of present day India. Okay, then you should know it is kind of in the central India. At least that knowledge you should have. Suvarnagiri will be somewhere in Karnataka, Brahmagiri will be in Karnataka. So like that you should know certain area, so that you can do that match the following questions or the map based prelims questions. Okay, but the table format you will get access when you enroll to us. Now in this also, which are famous, okay, one I told you, Pataliputra, which is the capital, then there is Takshashila, which is famous, Ujjain, which is famous. Okay, then if you see Tosali and Suvarnagiri, which is in South India, these are all famous. Okay, because they all became provincial centers, meaning like a mini capital or a very important town area it became. Okay, and everywhere you find these engraved things, inscriptions, as I told, up to Pakistan, Afghanistan, everywhere, even Orissa, Uttarakhand, everywhere we get this. But now confusion of the historians is, this much big place, Ashokan edicts are there, but is it possible that everybody followed a uniform administrative setup? Okay, because everybody's cultures, language, everything is different. So it is very hard to believe that they had a uniform administrative system. Maybe they were just small regions, and only the overall control was there indirectly with Ashoka, but the others were governed by small other rulers or small other governor kind of positions. Okay, in a different administrative setup. So these capitals and provincial centers I told you are very important, like Takshashila and Ujjain, which are on the route of like long distance trade route. Okay, it's like a junction where people cross over when you go from north to south or from east to west. Okay, and Suvarnagiri in south is very important because that is where the gold mine is there. Okay, today also we know the KGF and the things, and also the gold mine is there in Karnataka, and that is why it was very important for the empire in the Ashokan time. Okay, so land route are there, river route are there, and even in the coastal sea route is there. Everything was there during the time of this Mauryan empire. Okay, so army, as I told, was very important. Okay, and there is another thing which Megasthenes mentions. They told there were 6 subcommittees. Okay, 6 subcommittees for coordinating the military activity. So what are these committees for? First is for the navy, second is for transport and provision, third is for foot soldiers, fourth is for horses, fifth is for chariots, and sixth is for elephants. Now again see the last section in green. The second subcommittee they have expanded and told little more. Okay, that is the transport and provisions committee. What all it had? Arranging bullock carts to carry equipments, procuring food for soldiers, fodder for the animals, recruiting servants and artisans to look after the soldiers. All these were in the second subcommittee. Okay, so this level of detailing is given by Megasthenes, and that is why I told we have a lot of information about Mauryan Empire, because everybody used to write a lot about it. Okay, this, if you see box, is a writing by Megasthenes. Okay, of the great officers of the state which looked up on the rivers. They are telling just like what all officers were there. Okay, looking land, looking rivers, looking the canals, looking the rewarding, the hunters, the punishing, the taxes, the occupation connected with land, carpenters, blacksmiths, miners, all these are there. Okay, Ashoka also tried to hold his empire together by propagating Dhamma. Okay, so this officers, you cannot by heart all this, just understand that it was very well administered. Okay, so Ashoka, I told Dhamma is there, and then for that Dhamma also one officer was there, that is called the Mahamata. Okay, his job is to spread this message of Buddhism and Dhamma and universal principle, everything. Okay, in very simple language you have to make people understand what all is the Dhamma. Okay, so for that Mahamata officers are there. Now going forward, historians keep looking into these inscriptions of Ashoka and all, and what they find out is Ashoka was a very powerful and industrious, okay, meaning a well organized kind of ruler. Okay, at the same time he was very humble also. Okay, meaning he was into wars and everything, but after the Kalinga war he will give up everything. Okay, so many leaders after that, rulers after that will have great titles and all. You will see when Gupta dynasty come, everybody like Chakravarti and many rules, many titles will come, but still Ashoka is considered one of the most humble. That's why we tell Ashoka the Great. Okay, only for 3 people we tell that. One is Alexander the Great, one is Ashoka the Great, and one is Akbar the Great. Okay, these are the 3 we tell in 3 timelines we can tell. So Mauryan Empire lasted for how many years? Around 150 years. Okay, 300 BC to close to 150 BC, the Mauryan Empire stayed. Okay, and Ashoka, even in our modern independence timeline and all, the nationalist leaders in 20th century considered Ashoka as a very inspiring figure. That is why even Ashoka's emblem we have taken as our national emblem. Okay, so these kind of basics you should be knowing. Now in Arthashastra, I told you, they tell about detail about your administration, polity, economy, everything they tell. They have even told how to capture elephants. Okay, so if UPSC asks a statement like Arthashastra mentions the procedure to capture elephants, it is actually true. Okay, you should like chain the elephants, you should follow the urine and dung left by the elephants, you use some nurse elephants and then use some 5 or 7 female elephants to find out where the male elephants are. Like that, different methods are there. And in total, I told you, Mauryan ruler had a standing army of 6 lakh foot soldiers, 30,000 cavalry and 9,000 elephants. Okay, so this much big capturing things happened during the time of Mauryas, and that is why they were one of the most powerful kingdom after the Magadha Mahajanapada. Okay, now after that, you learn one more thing called chiefdoms. Okay, after kingdoms, something called chiefdom also you will study in the coming slides. Okay, so it is a little different from kingdom. Okay, where you should know that there are no regular armies and officials in chiefdom. Okay, there will be some powerful man which need not be hereditary. He may be got land grant or something and maybe become popular. So he will have a chiefdom which he is controlling. Okay, so his functions include performing the special rituals, leadership in the warfare, then disputes you has to settle. Okay, and he will get a lot of gift from his subordinates and all. Okay, meaning he, like king and all, you know, they will collect taxes, but this guy will keep getting gift from his supporters and his subordinates and all. So chiefdom is a totally different concept, and so like that many chiefdoms started coming in the parallel time of kingdoms. Okay, so in the Deccan area it came, in the south Chola, Chera, Pandya, in the Tamil, Kerala, Andhra, Karnataka region it came. So these things started coming, and then one text which is popular among them is the Sangam text. Okay, Sangam Tamil text or Tamil literature is very exclusive, extensive, and lot of stories and things are there in which you learn a lot of things about the southern India kingdoms of those timeline. Okay, so Satavahanas. Okay, after this I am telling next. Okay, after Chola, Chera, Pandya, there are Satavahanas, there are Shakas, like this some people are there. Satavahanas are mostly in the western and central India. Okay, western and central India in the 2nd century BC, that is 200 BC to 200 AD. All these are important. Okay, that location and timeline are important. Shakas are people from Central Asian origin, and then they are settled most in the western part. Okay, like in the Gujarat and that area, western part. Okay, and they all derive revenue from their long distance trade. Okay, because they all came from Central Asia. Now one thing you should know, these people don't have any particular social status. I am telling the people who came from outside, they don't have any social status inside, but they became richer and started making money and all. So because their social origins were obscure, they will try different methods to get a big image or good image and build a social status. Okay, so for that different methods are also listed here. One means of claiming high status was to identify a variety of deities. Okay, meaning identifies with a variety of deities, meaning you tell like I am a avatar of this, or I am a messenger of this god, like that you try to equate yourself with God. Okay, and the people who did that the most were the Kushana dynasty. Okay, 1st century BC to 1st century AD, the Kushana dynasty will come, which is extending from Central Asia to Northwest India, including Kashmir and all. So this people, okay, they even print your coins and the sculpture and all, showing the king as a god. Okay, there will be many statues of Kushana rulers in present day Mathura, Uttar Pradesh and all, where you find like a temple god format, the king's statues are being made. Okay, including the present day Afghanistan. Okay, so they call themselves Devaputra, or godlike, or the son of God. Okay, and this was taken inspiration from Chinese people. Okay, Chinese rulers also equated themselves to God or son of heaven, son of God and all. Same thing the Kushana people also adopted. Okay, so by the 4th century, now all this is over. Now the 4th century, there is an evidence of larger state. Okay, this Kushana, Satavahana, Shaka is all like limited to certain areas, west or north or central and all. But then a very big empire called Gupta Empire will come. Okay, same like how Mauryan were there in 300 BC, a Gupta Empire will come in 300 AD. And these people, because as I told, they are very big empire, you cannot control the entire India from sitting at one place. So they used to have something called the Samantas. Okay, Samantas are something like a governor you can call. Okay, men who maintain themselves through local resources controlling the land. Okay, meaning land grants will be given, or some area will be given by the kings, like you have to take care of that area. And once they become very powerful, they themselves can become king also. Powerful Samantas could become king. Okay, or sometimes the reverse also will happen. Weak rulers already who are king, weak rulers might find themselves being reduced to the position of the samanta or subordination. Okay, that depends on how well you manage your area, how well you maintain your land, how much revenue you collect, how much you maintain the army. Based on that, either a king can become a samanta later by becoming weak, or a samanta can become a king by becoming strong. Okay, so these are the things which are happening in the 4th century AD. Okay, now like we learned about Ashoka and all from different inscriptions and things and all, about Gupta also we study from literature, coins, inscriptions and something called prashastis. Okay, so prashasti is nothing but they all had a court poet. Okay, everybody will have a court poet. So like Kalidasa, like many people will be there under different king, different poet will be there. They will write big things about the king, and that will be printed on paper also, or paper means in the place where they write that time, or maybe in the like pillar kind of thing they will write, and that will be discovered by historians. Okay, so one of the most famous is Allahabad pillar inscriptions, which is a Prayaga Prashasti written by Harisena, who is a court poet of Samudragupta. Okay, like in Gupta dynasty, I told you the first one is Chandragupta, then there is Samudragupta, then there is Chandragupta II. Okay, so this Samudragupta's court poet is Harisena, and Harisena will write a lot of prashasti about him. Okay, later I told you Kalidasa will come. Kalidasa is the, I think, the court poet of Chandragupta II. Okay, like that everybody will have a court poet. So these things were discovered, Allahabad pillar, and you should know that the Allahabad pillar includes lines written about many people. Okay, not only about Samudragupta's one section will be there, then after that maybe later when the Mughals or this other Khilji dynasty and all comes, their writings are also there on that. So that time whoever is there, they keep updating about their kings under the available space in the pillar. Okay, so this is, if you see, like a godlike structure they have made about the Kushana's king, Kushana sculpture, sandstone sculpture this is, and this is one line from the Prayaga Prashasti written for Samudragupta by Harisena, in which I told you they will write all good things only. You don't have to by heart this. You just have to, it will be a little exaggerated. Like he is the Purusha, the supreme being. He had like hundreds of thousands of cows, and this many people are like dependent on him. He is the he is the caregiver of every poor people. He is equal to the Kubera, god of wealth, or Varuna, the god of ocean, Yama, the god of death, Indra, the god of rain. He is equal to everything. So this much big things are written by Harisena, and that is how the kings get popular. Okay, through the prashastis written by the court poet. Okay, now if you see Kushana coins, throughout the textbook they have given a lot of examples of Kushana coin, because they made a lot of gold coins. Okay, everybody don't make gold coins. Kushana used to make a lot of gold coins. Okay, so this again, if you see, I told you South India there is a lot of Sangam literature and all. Same like that, there is an epic written there, like the Silappadigaram. Okay, this is all in class 6th I have explained properly. So there the Pandya chief Senguttavan, okay, he visited the forest, and that time all the people came to visit him by giving him lot of gift. Okay, ivory, fragrant wood, hair of deer, sandalwood, cardamom, pepper, mango. See how rich the things are there in the forest of those times. These things were presented to him by the community of people, and is written in Silappadigaram by the whoever is praising this king. Okay, the Pandya king Senguttavan. Okay, then if you see, inscriptions do not provide all the answers. Okay, we need some other sources also, and that sources are different stories, which is called Jatakas or Panchatantra. Okay, which you would have also read in childhood and all such books and all, and many things are spread orally also, like somebody will tell to somebody, and then from there you will take a writing of that. Okay, you will take a written format of that. So here there is an example given, Gandhantindu Jataka. Okay, so this is again in Pali language, written in the middle of 1st millennium CE AD. Okay, and here they are writing about a wicked king, which who used to torture his subjects, including women and farmers and animals and everything, and meaning people are not happy with him. Okay, lot of cursing, lot of robbery. These are just stories. UPSC won't ask you these stories and all, but they are telling Jataka used to be like this much detailed story that you get an impression about that place. Okay, like how was the king there, how were the people there, what were the resources there. Okay, so Gandhantindu Jataka is one such thing quoted in the Ncert. Okay, so as the story indicates, the kings frequently tried to fill their coffers by demanding high taxes and torturing the peasants, and everything was very oppressive. Okay, now in this box, something other not related to this, I told you someone called Shaka, who came from Central Asian origin. Okay, there one very famous ruler, Rudradaman. UPSC have already asked about him because he repaired the Sudarshana lake. Okay, It is an artificial lake which is in Gujarat. So there rock inscription is there, 2nd century AD, which mentions in Sanskrit, okay, about Rudradaman. Okay, it is telling the lake, the water channels, everything was built by a local governor during the Mauryas. So you should understand Maurya time itself, that is the BC 300 BC timeline itself, the lake was built, but it was damaged. So Rudradaman will come and repair it. Okay, he repaired the lake using his own resource. He didn't ask any tax on the subjects and all. That is why this got popular. Okay, else everybody will be doing all these things, but that will be by looting the people and getting taxes. But this person, through his own resources, repaired this lake, which was originally built during the Mauryas time. So he got popular. Okay, Rudradaman, Shaka ruler, Sanskrit inscription, Sudarshana Lake, Gujarat. This much keywords you have to know. Okay, another inscription later tells that later the Gupta dynasty also came and repaired it one more time. When it got damaged again, it was again repaired during the Gupta timeline. Okay, so now all this I told you, wherever you see resources are required, okay, from the forest you need or somehow you need. So there will be many strategies. Either tax the people too much or try to increase the production. Okay, increase the production so that the tax also will come or other revenues and materials also will come. So what are the different strategies? Whatever is highlighted, just try to read through it, especially in the one in red. So one such strategy was shifting to plough agriculture, because I told you iron was discovered. So iron tipped plough will help in doing the agriculture faster. So in Ganga Valley region and all, the paddy cultivation dramatically increased, okay, by the introduction of something called transplantation. So what is transplantation? Read this box. So in the box you can see transplantation is used for paddy cultivation areas where water is plentiful. Meaning first you put the seeds and all, and then once it is grown, they are transplanted to other waterlogged field. Okay, so this will make sure that your saplings are growing with higher yield. Okay, so this is one definition given. As I told, many terms you will study in this book. And then there is the Manusmriti. It is one of the best known legal text written in Sanskrit between 2nd century BC and 2nd century AD. Make notes of all these things. Okay. So there they advise the king like what they should do. Suppose there is a controversy or like boundary issue, boundary dispute. So what has to be done? That is not in detail, like you should mark your boundaries with certain items, and hidden markers should be there also. So this kind of border dispute solving things are written in your Manusmriti. This much only you have to know, because that is exactly what UPSC will ask. Manusmriti mentions mentions solutions for border disputes. Then it's a true statement. Okay. So agriculture productivity increasing is one way, so that you get more and more revenue. And in different places, it will be different way. Ganga Valley, it is this dramatic increase of paddy cultivation. Punjab, Haryana and all, the hilly areas are there. There also you do a lot of things called hoe agriculture, okay, which is best suited for their terrain. And then in other places, including South India and all, you have irrigation methods getting improved so that your revenue gets increased. Okay, so that depends on place to place. Some places well and tank will be there, some place canal will be there. Okay, so powerful men, including king, often recorded such activity in inscriptions also. That is how you come to learn all these things. Okay. Now in the rural society, different terminology are there, or different level of people are there, and there's different names also given in different scriptures. So there are, like, suppose landless agriculture labor, small peasants, large landholder. So there is a term called Gahapati. See here, Gahapati. In the below box, definition is there. The Gahapati was the owner, master or head of a household who exercised control over the women, children, slave, workers, everyone. Okay. So he is the owner of the resources, land, everything which belong to the household. So this Gahapati, often used in Pali text, is designating the second and third category. Meaning here we told three things, right? One is landless agriculture, one is small peasant, one is large landholder. So among the second and third category, this Gahapati term was popular. Okay. Now The large landholders are often the village headman. Okay, and that will be mostly hereditary also. This also you have to know. UPSC have already asked this, whether the landlord can be, village headman can be hereditary. It is hereditary. And then in Tamil literature, the Sangam text, they mention different category of people. Okay, large landowners are called Vellalar, plowmen are called Uravar, and the slaves are called Adimai. Okay, this even in present day context, these terms in Tamil will mean almost the same only. So, these are all based on how much land you have, how much labor you have, how much technology you adopted. All these things are discussed in those legal textbooks also. Okay, like we have Manusmriti in the north, we have other books in the south also. Everywhere these things will be explained and defined in particular. Okay. So here land grant also happened, and this land also, when somebody is giving land to someone, that will be recorded like a receipt. You need something, right? So that mostly on copper plate you will record it. Okay, and those who receive the land will get that also, the details about the transaction which happened between those two people, that will be there. And sometimes land will be given to individual persons also, or it will be given to religious institutions or Brahmins, and everything will be inscribed, and mostly it will be inscribed in Sanskrit language. Okay, if it's in south, it will be in Tamil or Telugu language, local language. Okay, so here one detailed inscription is given of one such land thing. Okay, Prabhavati Gupta, I already told you there is Chandragupta II, the third ruler, popular ruler of Gupta dynasty. His daughter Prabhavati Gupta, she was married to one of the family of Vakataka dynasty, and it is considered she had lot of land. Okay, but as per your Manusmriti and other textbooks and all Sanskrit legal text, women are not supposed to have land. Still she had. That means there was some exemption because she was a queen. Okay, or maybe she did not even follow the rule, or what is there in the legal text. It was never implemented uniformly and people did whatever they want. Okay, so that is the two interpretations. Because she had land, either it was exemption because she was a queen, or maybe lot of women held land and the legal text nobody took it properly seriously. Okay, this is what is written in one of the inscriptions, which gives us an information about Prabhavati Gupta, who was married to the Vakataka dynasty. Then again, this rural population, I told you there are Brahmanas, there are peasants, there are king and his representatives, everything is there, and there will be regional variation also on the size of, based on everything, the size of the land donated, because if you get a small land, you have a certain level of respect. If you have a bigger land, bigger respect, and some will be cultivable land, some will be uncultivable land. Okay, so now some feel that, okay, about this land grant, some feel that the land grants were part of a strategy adopted by the ruling lineage, that is the king, to extend the agriculture. Okay, meaning why should he give away this much land to people? Because he wanted to expand his agriculture everywhere, so he will assign it to different people. Another set of people suggest that the king was becoming weak, so they wanted more and more governors or samanta, and so they had no other option. They had to give them some land and ask them to govern it. So these are the two interpretations of why was land donation happening in huge like bulk quantities. Okay, because that many copper plates and inscriptions we have got, that we know that lot of land grant happened. So either they were purposely expanding their regime, or they were helpless and they had to give away their land so that the total control doesn't go away and somebody at least is taking care of it. Okay, so here around all these were 6th century AD and all. Now by 7th century AD and all, another one dynasty is there, the Harsha dynasty. So about him also, about the Harshavardhan king, there is a book called Harsha Charita, which actually he himself has written, I think, or maybe let me check. Okay, it is composed by Banabhatta. But you should know that Harshavardhana himself has written a lot of books. Okay, his biography is written by Banabhatta, which is his court poet in Sanskrit language in the 7th century AD. But there are other books written by Harshavardhana. At least 3 books are very, very important. Okay, Ratnavalli and 2-3 books are there. That and all in 6th standard book I have already covered for you. Try to find out that. Okay, so he was the ruler of Kannauj, and then there also about his the forest areas in the Vindhyas, which is in his region. They have told there was spade culture, there was black soil, and people used to do a lot of plowing there, and there is a lot of flowers, wax, log, grass, peacocks, honey tail. These kind of many things are there which used to be there, meaning in the forest area a lot of resources were there. That is the only information you have to get from this. Okay, Harshavardhana, Harsacharita, Banabhatta, 7th century, Sanskrit, ruler of Kannauj. Okay, and the forest is Vindhya forest. So in 12th standard textbook, as I told, they have touched upon all these things, but that explanation is all there in your 6th standard textbook or your R.S. Sharma textbook. Okay, now about again the Prabhavati Gupta, the one who had land. Okay, she commands the Grama Kutumbinas, okay, which is householders or peasants living in the village. Okay. So Brahmanas and others living in the village of this Danguna, about them some writings are there about their different people and culture. So one thing you have to know is, there used to be a powerful position called Acharya or teacher. Okay. Acharya or teacher were given exemption in a lot of ways. Like, first thing you should know, there is a term called Agrahara. Okay. Agrahara is nothing but the land granted to a Brahmana. Okay. Which will be mostly the teacher also. So there, they are exempted from paying land revenue or any other dues or taxes to the king, and also they are given the right to collect more dues from the local people. So they are kind of a very powerful people within the village. Okay, so here list of exemptions are given. They are exempted from buying, like police cannot enter their house, soldiers cannot enter their house. They can use different materials which are usually not accessible to normal people. Access to mines, access to like maybe see liquors. Then here royal some patronage, charcoal, flowers, milk, hidden treasures, meaning kind of everything is exempted, meaning they are like a mini king only. Okay, Acharya, teacher, Agrahara, Brahmana, they were having a lot of exemptions. Okay, this is all we see by a engraved inscription by Chakradasa, in that only all these things are written. Okay, so 2-3 terms you studied now. Grama Kutumbinas, the householder or the peasant, Acharya is teacher, and Agrahara is the land granted to Brahmanas. Agrahara was recently asked in one of the prelims. Okay, so now all this is fine, but even though how much ever you write, many people are out of the reach of officials or samantas or king. They are the local, very small villagers, small farmers, fishermen, hunter-gatherers. About them and all, there is no writings, there is no proper literature, nothing is available. Okay, that also you have to know. It's not like we know about everyone through inscriptions. There are many people about whom we have no idea about what is their transaction, what is their livelihood and all. Okay, now more and more new towns and cities will come. Okay, after the Mahajanapadas and the kingdoms and all, more and more new towns like Patliputra, I told you, on the river route it is, and that's why it's a very popular town. Ujjaini is on the land route, again very like junction of trade route. Then Puhar is there near the coast, okay, where the sea route will begin. Then Mathura is a very important commercial center for cultural political activity. So all these are very important. UPSC has a match the following can ask you, because it's given in your NCERT. Try to locate it in the map also. Okay. And here one inscription, one thing is there. In Mathura, you got one Prakrit inscription, one sculpture, in which it's written a term called Sovanika, which means goldsmith. Sovanika, goldsmith. So the wife of a goldsmith is telling like, they installed this thing, okay, image, okay, named Dharmaka. The woman named Nagapiya, the wife of a goldsmith named Dharmaka, installed this image in a shrine. That you understand by the Prakrit inscription available on the shrine, okay, in Mathura. So here, the kings and people who lived in fortified cities and all, I told you, a lot of things in Harappa, how did you recover? Harappa you recovered because there is nobody living there now. You could easily do excavations and find out a lot of things. But present day UP, Bihar and all is fully populated, and so you cannot do a lot of excavations. You can just collect the materials which you get from the people living there. So that is where you find out a lot of northern black polished ware, the pottery, which are probably used by the rich people. Then a lot of iron tools, weapons, vessels, gold, silver, copper, bronze, ivory, terracotta, all these things with bowls and dishes and all, you get it. So as I told, you cannot dig there because people are living there. So you cannot get a lot of information, but based on what is already available in the land and already available nearby their houses and on the little bit writings and inscriptions, you get a conclusion of what all things used to be used by the Guptas, Magadhas and Mauryas. So this map again, important kingdoms and towns, this whole chapter is about this only. So UPSC can ask you like this Shishupalgarh, okay, this one in present day India is where? Okay, like this was the 2024 prelims question, Dhanyakataka. Dhanyakataka is there in present day modern which state? Okay, so many people told it's a very difficult question, nobody taught us this, it's nowhere there in NCERT, because if you search also, you do Control F in the PDF, you will not get it because this is in image format, the search will not work. So like that, UPSC is asking you such very small minor things which you usually neglect. You neglect all of these things like where is Sopara, where is this Kodumanai, where is Puhar. You don't study all this and go, and this is exactly what UPSC is asking. So there is no other way, you have to by heart the locations of these things. Okay, Chandraketugarh was asked in 2024 prelims. Match the following. Okay, they put Chandraketugarh and I think Orissa against it. So like that they asked match the following. Okay, these two are there in latest prelims. Okay. Here Patliputra story they are telling. I told you Patliputra earlier was called Patli Grama. Then Magadha people told like, okay, first let's make the capital as Rajagriha. Okay, and then after that 4th century BC, Mauryan Empire shifted the capital to the Patliputra, and Chinese pilgrim, the Zhuangzhang, who came in around 7th century AD, he told that by the time he came, this town was not at all popular. It was fully in ruin, very small population. So you see the timeline evolution. Okay, earlier it was a very flourishing town with lot of people and all, but by 7th century AD, Patliputra lost its significance. After the Gupta dynasty and everything got over, that town got or lost its significance. Okay. Now 2nd century BC, we find a lot of votive inscriptions. There's one more term. Votive means inscriptions on the gift. Okay, like somebody will be donating something. So on that, what will be there? The name of the donor, maybe the occupation of the donor, or the place where the transaction happened, and that gives us information about many of the people living there. Okay, whether it's weaver, carpenter, potter, goldsmith and all, we get information. Then there is another term called guild or shreni, which is nothing but the group of like merchants, organization of craft producers and merchants, and they will be controlling all the like from the raw materials to the finished product. They are the ones who control the shipping and trading and all. Okay, so they used a lot of iron tools, and about them also in the inscription lot of mention is there. Now, from the 6th century BC, the land and river routes crisscrossed the subcontinent. Meaning what? The complete trade became so flourishing and so overwhelming that it is almost passing everywhere. Okay, the land routes are there, the river route is there, the sea route is there, everywhere trade is happening. Okay, people from Arabian Sea to the east and North Africa, West Asia, everywhere is there. Also, we have the Roman Empire also doing trade with the South Indian Kingdom. So, rulers often attempted to control these routes. Okay, what they will tell? They will tell like, okay, we will give you some protection, we will give you our army, you can do your trade properly, and like that they will try to control. Okay, at a price they will try to control the trade routes, because that is where entire money and resources are coming in. Okay, so that as I told, there are people who are traveling on foot also, or in bullock carts, or in caravans, or with lot of animals, and even seafarers that is coming from across the sea. Okay, so these are all also mentioned in your Tamil and Prakrit places. Like in Tamil, it is mentioned Masattuvan. Okay, so if UPSC asks Masattuvan, which we see in ancient history in Tamil literature, it refers to successful merchants. Okay, and same thing in Prakrit, it is told Sethis and Satavahas. Okay, Satavahas and Sethis in Prakrit, and Masattuvan in Tamil refer to successful merchants who deal with salt, grain, cloth, every kind of timber, every kind of trade. Okay, medicinal plants. Then Roman Empire, I told you, they were very fond of our pepper, especially in South India and all. So for that, spices they used to come here, and then in exchange they will give horses, or they will give gold coins. That is why a lot of Roman gold coins and all you can find in South India. Okay, so from Arabian Sea to Mediterranean Sea, we had a huge trade path, you can tell. See, Malabar coast, Periplus of the Erythraean Sea. This is a kind of book. So if you see last box, Periplus is a Greek word meaning sailing around, and Erythraean means the Red Sea. Okay, first we told about Mediterranean Sea, now it is the Red Sea. So Periplus of the Erythraean Sea means sailing around the Red Sea. This is composed by some Greek sailor, we don't know who it is, but that person compiled it, and they tell about like lot of trade which happens, like lot of large ships used to come in and out to Indian region. And see some terms again, cinnamon they are telling Malabatrum. Okay, Malabatrum is actually that area is Malabar area in Kerala. So Malabatrum is cinnamon term. Then here if you see different coins, topaz, antimony, which is a mineral used as a coloring substance. Then glass, copper, tin, lead, pearls, ivory, silver, silk cloth, transparent stones of all kind, diamonds and sapphires, tortoise shell, all these things were involved in the Roman trade with the Malabar region. Okay, that is the Red Sea to the, or Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea to the Arabian Sea. Okay, then there is evidence of bead making industry, which is using precious and semi-precious stone. It is found in this Kodumanal. Okay, so in the map I showed you this area. Okay, in Tamil Nadu, Kodumanal. So because it's mentioned like this in box and the map, high chances that UPSC will ask you this. Okay, it's famous for bead industry, and it is in Tamil Nadu. This is the only two facts you have to study, and that is exactly what they will ask you. But people after the prelims, they tell prelims was very, very tough. They asked some terminologies and places which we never heard. It was actually there in NCERT, but you did not take the NCERT seriously. That's why you found it tough. So now here about coins. Okay, this is also a very detailed mains question. 10 marker questions come like numismatics. Numismatics mean the people who study coins. How did they, what are their findings over the timeline from Mauryan to Gupta? One question came in mains. Okay, very recently it came. So here they are telling, earlier there was punch marked coins made of silver and copper, 6th century BC, that is 600 BC onwards. Okay, and then slowly they understood that all these were used in commercial networks, and different symbols which is there on the marked coins help them identify like which dynasty they belong to, whether they are Mauryans or whether they are belong to some merchants or maybe town people. Okay, so the first coins to bear the names and image of rulers were issued by Indo-Greeks. Okay, Indo-Greek dynasties were there. They were the ones who first put the names and images of the ruler, and they controlled the northwestern part of the subcontinent. Then you know the Kushanas came. I told you they are the ones who issued large hordes of gold coins. Okay, the first gold coin also I think came from them only, and they were identical in weight. They were identical in weight with the ones which were used by the Roman Empire and also the Parthian rulers of Iran. Okay, so Parthian rulers of Iran and Roman rulers, they used some gold coins, right? Their coins and the coins used by Kushanas were identical in weight. Okay, so they had some sort of understanding maybe. Okay, so these gold coins indicate what? That there was huge amount of transactions happening during those timeline. Okay, maybe some very big give and take was happening. Okay, and besides this hordes of Roman coins, in South India you have found, okay, I told you in Kushanas you found, that is one thing which is in the north and west and all. But in South India you found, with that you conclude that South India did a lot of trade with Roman Empire. And then the local republics, okay, the Yahudas of Punjab and Haryana, they also issued a lot of coins. I can show you pictures also. This is the Yahudia coin, Punjab, Haryana. This is a Gupta coin. This is a punch-marked coin on metal. Okay, numismatic is the study of coins. I mean, coins means anything. They are metallurgy work, they are visual, script, everything. Okay. So, later, just give me a second. Okay, so later, the gold coins I told you, Gupta also did, Kushana also did, purity was remarkable. But later, after some time, you will find that the gold coin we can't find. After a particular timeline, there is no gold coins. Okay, there's only silver coins or copper coins and all. So what could be the reason? So some of them are telling that the collapse of the Western Roman Empire. Okay, Roman Empire collapsed, so the long distance trade also stopped, and that is why more and more coins you can't find after a particular timeline. Others argue that many new towns and networks and everything came, so you cannot find gold in a particular place like it is hoarded and all. It can be spread among people. Okay, it can be in circulation. It can be in the hands of people in the town and all. It need not be hoarded in particular one place or in one pot or one kingdom's place and all. It can be fully in circulation, so you could not find any traces. You found one here, one there, one far away, like that you got it. So two reasons they are giving of why gold coins could not be found after a particular timeline. Now coming back to inscriptions. Ashokan inscription looks something like this on the stone and wall and all. So what these historians did is they took the Ashokan Brahmis letters one by one, and then they start comparing it with the Hindi Devanagari things, and like that they were able to decipher. That's how I told James Prinsep in 1838. Okay, 1838 he deciphered the Ashokan Brahmi script, and now you are able to read what he was trying to communicate with the people through his Dhamma and all. So modern day Ashokan inscription, I told you the same thing what I told you in picture. They started comparing with the contemporary Bengali and Devanagari, and letter by letter they did, and then they identified by 1938 how to read it or what to read it. Okay. Also one thing, most of the people think that Sanskrit is the most ancient language, but that is wrong. Prakrit is the one of the most ancient inscriptions. Okay, one of the most ancient inscriptions. And in South India it will be Tamil, which is the most ancient inscriptions. Now Kharoshti also, Brahmi is one I told you, and Kharoshti is the script of the other one, the other Aramic and Greek script and all. That also, by the coins found on Indo-Greek kings, I told you they put their name and image and all. So from that also readings these people try to do, like a king name is there, Apollodotus. So Apollodotus, how they write the letter A, like this different techniques they used, and that is how they deciphered the Kharoshti script. Okay. Now again in one of the things they are telling about Devanappiya Piyadasi, which I told you it is Ashoka. Okay, they mention about this person's some writing that in the past, this is the king telling, okay, in the past there was no arrangement for disposing affairs or not receiving regular report. But I made the following arrangement. That means what? He made a post called Pativedakas. Pativedakas is reporter. Okay, Pativedakas should report to me about the affairs of the people at all times. Okay, wherever I am eating, I am in my inner apartment, I am in my bedroom, I am in my cow pen, wherever I am, you should be coming and reporting things to me. Okay, and I will then tell it to the people everywhere. This was the job of Pativedakas or the reporter during the time of Ashoka. This is one of the coin of Indo-Greek. I told you they put their image and the name. This is Indo-Greek coins. Okay. Written meander. Now, again about Piyadasi, I told you. Coastal Orissa, Kalinga, they had a big war. Even Ashoka movie you can watch. 150,000 men were deported. 100,000 men were killed, meaning around 1 lakh people were killed. After that, he thought, I will quit all these war and killings and all. And then he dedicated his life to Dhamma or Buddhism. Okay. The repentance of Devanampiya, this is also mentioned in his thing. Okay, like slaughter and death and deportation, everything should stop. He has started propagating the Buddhism and Dhamma. We are concluding this chapter by the last section, limitation of inscriptional evidence. Okay, meaning we told all this, but there are a lot of limitations of epigraphy. Like many technical limitations are there, that the letters may be faintly engraved on the rock. We cannot identify every letter. Some may be damaged. Some letters may be missing. It is not always easy to get the meaning, because some words may be like a slang or dialect which they used at that time only. Maybe that word or letter did not even exist after that. It may be a local thing. So you cannot compare it with modern things and you cannot get anything. Okay. And then even though many things are there, published, translated, deciphered and all, there are many which we don't know also. Many basic things, as I told, we have no access to the local people, the local transactions and all. And the timeline also I told you, first people were caring only about the political thing. Okay. Later only they started caring about the economically significant things and farmers and all these things and all. And also I told you the joy and sorrow of daily existence, the daily transactions which local people do, this and all we have no idea. Okay. And who commissioned it, who did not commission it, because some people will be interested in inscribing everything. Other people will not like to do it. So like that, we cannot conclude that we know everything about the past. Okay, these kind of copper plates and all were found, see, in Karnataka 6th century AD. So as I told, scholars first were interested in the history of king, then social and economic changes, then only about the marginalized group. So we have to do more and more studies to conclude the complete evidence. As of now, whatever we knew, historians have given us, and we have compiled like this in textbook format, and you all are studying this. So in case you have understood whatever I tried to explain to you, and if you need to practice the questions based on this, enroll to this pack 2, 3 and all, and WhatsApp me at least. Okay, WhatsApp me and start from the basic foundation, because if you watch all our foundation and lectures, you will easily clear. Okay, the exam, you are just giving it to clear, right? You are not like going to change history or become a big historian and all. You just want to clear the exam. So to clear the exam, we have compiled all these test PDF and all, where you will get all the prelims based questions. Then the mains based questions will also be there in our mains test series. So everything you will get it if you come and WhatsApp me and enroll to the suitable pack. Okay. So I'll come up with the next chapter, but see to it that you like and comment under this video. Okay. So that I can work on the chapter 3 after this. Okay. So I'll wind up this. Thank you and have a nice day.